Hello, Onelife friends. I know loads of people would have got in touch with you about their responses to COVID-19, but I thought I'd give you a really quick update as to the Onelife story in this season. So at the beginning of 2020, the Onelife team and myself got the privilege of hosting the Distinct Conference. It was the most exciting conference I've ever been a part of in my time in Onelife. And it called out a challenge in over 200 youth pastors and young people of what could it look like for us to lead distinct lives rather than distracted lives. You know, my favourite part of that conference was gathering together with 30 youth pastors as we discussed this monastic tradition called a rule of life. It's about tools to put into your life to help you walk closer with Jesus and intentionally lead your life. But the most exciting bit was that just down the corridor, 40 teenagers had chosen the same seminar title for their own lives and were discussing what could it look like for young people today to build a rule of life. Little did we know that in a month's time, those conversations were going to be lifelines as COVID-19 hit. And now everything's changed. I find myself on my morning run at 6:30 a.m, running around the streets of Watford, and they're deserted. There's no one around, the doors are closed. I've started to take my feet off of the pavement and start running in the middle of the road. And you know what I've noticed as I do that? Is it offers you a totally different perspective. A space that was really familiar becomes a bit more unfamiliar. But you can see differently. You can see the way the road bends in the way ahead. And in that same way, Onelife has had to come off the pavement and start to adapt and see the road ahead differently. So we've accepted the government support of furloughing. We've furloughed one member of staff and we're looking to furlough other members of staff in May. But we do that with a real tension, because those youth pastors and young people that gathered together at our conference in February are still working out that rule of life. They're still seeking to follow Jesus and lead in this time, and Onelife has a job to do. So our efforts right now are focused on youth pastors, offering them free coaching to enable them to raise up young people to lead in this season. We've got ready to use resources for their young people to work out what it looks like for them to lead in the family now. We've got resources for youth pastors to release the prophetic over Zoom right now in this season. Because when you strip back Onelife, really what's left are the tools that go into the hands of an 11-year-old or a 23-year-old that enables them to lead. That's what people love about Onelife. And where we've got a focus on our immediate response to COVID-19, we also feel a greater sense of urgency and a call from God to build for the future. And that focus is all around those tools. Onelife has always struggled with being a bit of a bottleneck. We want to just get out of the way for youth pastors and young people to go and lead their one life and go and impact the world they find themselves in. Now's our opportunity to break that bottleneck completely. And we're seeking to build so that we can deliver the Onelife sessions digitally for anybody who wants to access them. Whether they're 11 to 14 or 14 to 18 or 18 plus, we want ready to use resources, easily accessible tools for people to grow in their relationship with Jesus, and out of that space, develop their character and their leadership gifting in order to impact those around them, to see society change and God's kingdom come. There are two ways that you can support us during this season. First up, we'd love you to pray. If you don't already receive our prayer emails or our updates, check the link below. But we need you to stand with us and pray for us as we navigate the now and the what is to come. The second is, would you consider financially supporting Onelife? The price of a takeaway a month could enable the Onelife team to continue to champion young people to lead now, but also it helps us build that vision for the future. We won't stop, but we need your support in order to be present now and in the future. Help us raise a generation to lead godly, characterful lives to impact and shape every sphere of society.